right, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order as we stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. We'll start the meeting off with any citizens that would like to address the board. All right, seeing none, we can move on to celebrations. Adam.
Good evening, board members. Celebrations for this evening. There's no new website stories, but I do have several celebrations to share with you that have been featured elsewhere. First of all, I want to point out, and I highlighted this in my newsletter on Friday, there have been several updates to the website recently, including last spring, summer, which I don't know if we put a whole lot of attention on this, but making sure that we had customized mental health support pages at each building. There's also a number of different resources for parents as well. So if there's a family in need of those supports, in addition to the specific contacts you can reach out to at each building, there's just a lot of information posted to those locations. The other one I wanted to point out was the new health page. This just went up last week, and this has links to our district health team, district nurse, but also just a lot of information on all kinds of different health-related matters involving our schools. So I did want to highlight that this evening. A couple other items that have been going on. The middle school math counts team qualified for states. I actually just got an update on that this morning, but I'll hold on that, but they did very well. The Mu Alpha Theta, that's the math honors program at the high school, took third at the U of M Flint Math Field Day. The first and second place high schools were more than double our size, so it was a pretty impressive outcome there. Cordelia, who is a student at our high school, sophomore, she earned honorable mention at the MSU FCU art exhibit that included a cash prize, so congratulations to her on that achievement. It's a really cool picture. It's like a blue dog. I'll put it in one of my newsletters. It's neat. Reminds me of I told her mom it reminds me of my dog from high school. It was a pretty,
put it in
cool.
your last update.
Was it?
Yep.
If it hasn't been out there yet, it will be. But nice. It's a really nice picture. And then custodial maintenance teams, sometimes we forget about the importance of professional development for them, but both custodial maintenance and actually our bus drivers have all gone through their CPR certification programs. And so I'll probably post something about that in the near future, but I think sometimes when we think PD, we think teachers and paras, but it's important that we focus on our support staff as well. And so thank you to all involved with providing that training and then all the folks who went through that. Those are celebrations for this evening, pending any questions that you might have.
You spoke about health. I know in the past there had been a committee in the district, a health committee that included students, faculty, teachers, and staff. Is that still going?
Yeah, so it's the wellness committee. They've met once or twice already this year. I think they have their third meeting upcoming, and their main focus with that is updating the triannual assessment that's required to be posted. So they have a draft of that. Cassie Fander chairs it. She's working on putting the comments of the last meeting into the final draft. And the team will come back together. Again, I think it's probably in the next month or so for that last meeting. They'll approve the final version, and we'll post that. And the committee's work for this year will have been done, at least as far as what they're looking to accomplish. And basically, the Wellness Committee puts goals in place around wellness, mental health, nutrition, things along those lines, and we like to take input from all the different buildings, parents, students, and so look for that probably in the next month or two when that gets published.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, we do not have an education update, so superintendent's report.
Upcoming meetings, our next regular meeting will be on the 13th of April. At that meeting, I think we're going to propose next year's board meeting dates, so meetings for 26, 27, so look out for that next month. And then starting on the 4th of May, which will be the next scheduled meeting after that, we're going to start with handbook and education updates. So it'll be that time of year, and we'll begin with the high school and athletics if needed. So that will be on the 4th of May. Bond updates, Explore, we are waiting on one final permit, which I'm told should show up any moment now, any day now. We got the big one that we were waiting on from Eagle last week, and so still looking pretty good there, but want to make sure we do the work in the most efficient order possible, and so we're trying to make sure all the permits are kind of lined up so that we can proceed in that fashion. Softball, we know that's the one that's coming down to the wire here. The major issue with that is the ball field mix. This is the special clay that's imported from Canada. We need one more truckload to come in so they can level the field. It's been postponed by weather. In fact, it was supposed to come today. Now it's been pushed to Wednesday. The plus side is once it arrives, it only takes 2 days to apply that, and then the field will be leveled and playable for the season. So while it's been delayed, we still have time to get that accomplished. Last week, the floors were put in inside the buildings, and the dugouts are kind of getting finalized as well. So next week, again, weather permitting, they'll put the walking path in between the concessions building and the dugouts and the press box. And that should be pretty much it, other than putting down some grass seed and then some straw to cover that so it grows in over the course of the spring. So we're close. Chris continues to be confident that it will be done on time by the end of the month. Just some reminders on other projects. I know the board's aware, but just again, reminders on timeline. The pool will be closed on the 1st of May for the HVAC project, and it will remain closed until the middle of July. Likewise, the high school paving project, that'll begin as soon as school gets out, beginning, I guess, that second week in June, and that should also probably be done around the middle of July. So in addition to all the tech projects that James has talked about, and we'll talk about more this evening, and flooring and all the other things going on, the high school is going to be quite the spectacle here for the first part of the summer this year. And then lastly, I just wanted to quickly summarize some of the professional development that was done on the 6th of March. I'll just hit the highlights as you have the agendas in your packet. Little Hornet spent the majority of the day working on data analysis and a guided self-assessment process. This will be especially important as they get closer to their district and school data days at the end of the year, where they really start to look at how the program performed over the course of the year and update their school improvement plan for the following year. Discovery worked on math professional developments and focused also on IEP, individualized education plan development, and support within the general education setting. Had an outside presenter from the ISD present to the staff on that. Explore worked predominantly on teachers learning together, or their TOC. A debrief focused on ELA instruction. I think you'll hear more about that when Mrs. Kluzak is in to present on her ed update later in the school year. Middle school and the high schools combined for department work collaboration. So for example, the social studies departments of both buildings were able to meet together and kind of collaborate, work on some common goals, and kind of talk about how things are functioning in the 612 environment, so math, science, etc. The middle school also had a presentation by Heather Lewis on engagement strategies as a tool to help with regulation. And then finally, the high school, as I mentioned, already worked with the middle school, but they had time at the end to work on department level school improvement plan work. So pretty productive afternoon. I was able to sit in on pieces of the different sessions at the secondary and elementary, and I thought it was pretty well put together by the principals. Again, one thing to emphasize, this is the last PD of the year, but just to bring it up again, if you look through the agendas, you'll see how it's intentionally planned so that each group of staff have goals and specific objectives for that professional development. And again, that's something we're really focusing on this year, especially with our paraprofessionals, and to make sure they're intentionally planned for during PD so they can get the most out of that time to assist our students. That's it for superintendent's report. Are there any questions I can address?
Can you just talk about engagement as regulation? What exactly is that?
Right, so the middle school has kind of gone back to the basics this year, and they're kind of trying to work to differentiate it a little bit, but going back to when I taught there, student engagement was like a main focus, and it really revolutionized, I think, instruction. I know it did for me personally in terms of thinking about my lesson planning and what the students are doing and how they're responding, not what I'm doing, right? Because it matters, their engagement level is what's going to result in an effective lesson. So Heather was kind of building on that. They've had a series of PDs on that over the course of the year, again, kind of going back to the basics, so to speak. And the middle school's kind of in a cool situation where they can cycle back and continue to pick up best practices and continue to put them back at the top. So she was focusing on really the SEL, social emotional learning perspective, and how getting students engaged is also a way to help with self-regulation. And engaged students also takes a little bit of the burden off staff as well, because your kids are doing the thinking, they're doing the working, and it's not all resting on the teacher's shoulders. So, so focus on that, but kind of in keeping with that, I guess that pattern of PD that the school's been working on over the last couple of sessions.
There was another question I had. Little Hornets said that they were doing continuous database decision-making process. When I started reading continuous database, I thought it was gonna be assessment, and then I saw decision-making. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, I think that'll come up in more detail when Rebecca Olson's in here to present on her handbook in June.
Okay.
But essentially what they're doing is they have survey data that they're collecting in addition to the outcomes of their students are producing, and they use that to kind of determine the effectiveness of their instruction and if it's reaching the desired outcomes. So most of their day-to-day is usually based on that information, and then they're able to kind of plot that and then compare it to previous years in terms of a total program assessment. So that's kind of the summarized version of it, but I think Rebecca can probably talk to that in more detail when she's in June.
Any other questions? When you said handbooks that are coming up, I think we forget we're only in mid-March, but I feel like when spring break gets here, everything just goes so much quicker, and getting last time, Betsy handed out all of the end of school year activities and events that are happening. I think that sometimes we forget that there's still so much in the school year, but it goes by so much quicker this time of year. So if you do have questions, reach out to Adam. Dave, policy committee report.
Policy committee met on the 3rd. This time around, we really focused on looking at policies that Troon has and recommends that we don't currently use. So Adam went through and selected some of these for the meeting. So most of what you're going to be seeing in the board book are going to be new policies we're going to be adopting. And across the board, these are all just kind of codifying what our current practices are. We're just putting them into writing. So yeah, any questions? Happy to answer.
All right, James, you're up for the phone system replacement recommendation. Welcome back.
All right, yeah. Thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. Dave, would you mind pulling up the attachment in the, there you go.
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm here tonight to recommend that we replace our existing phones and phone system throughout the district. The existing system is over 10 years old. It's a Mitel system, and the handsets at this point are getting close to 20 years old. They are not the previous phone system, but the phone system before it. The handsets remain. So we're long overdue for replacing our existing phones and phone system. So this project does correlate with the structured cabling recommendations that I've been making, the one I made last year and then the one that I just made at our previous board meeting. And so this is more or less the bond project that structured cabling was intended to support. If you wouldn't mind. Yep, so if you take a look there, so we have technology enhancements for the summer of 2026. That is when we are planning to do the phone system replacement with the phones. So more or less, you know, as far as the bond goes, that really is the technology category. There's a little bit of technology mixed in some of the other categories there, but yeah, that's one of my primary focuses. Would you mind going to the next one? Thank you. Yep, so this is just a recap of what I showed at our previous meeting. You'll see there in the middle in the red, we have the structured cabling, and the green square is the interactive classrooms for the secondary level. And then at the top there, in the orange, you'll notice it's the phone system replacement for the bond. So that's more or less everything's lining up there. And then, would you mind proceeding? Thank you. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and just kind of summarize this recommendation here. So the work is set to begin, assuming the board approves it, as soon as possible, and to be completed by no later than the start of next school year, so August 2026. Part of this bid included supplying phones and configuring those phones for the new edition for Explorer, so we will be covered there if we decide to proceed. So for the bid, we received 3 offers from 3 different companies. The low offer was from BSB Communications for $97,197.64. That offer included new phones, handsets, system controllers, integration, setup, programming, and training. So it's really the full suite of ensuring that the system is installed, set up, and ready to go for us. The nice thing is we actually do have a long-standing relationship with BSB Communications. So they actually were the ones they were originally FirstTel Communications, and FirstTel actually installed our existing system, and we've used them for if we have some sort of major malfunction with our existing system to come out and service it and provide us with their professional expertise in the times that we need it. So FirstTel was actually purchased by BSB Communications back in 2023. So we have well over 10 years of partnership with this company in using their services, and they've been a great partner throughout the years. They do also have a number of references that were included in the offer. I'll just go ahead and read off some here. Allen Park, and these are public schools, by the way. So Allen Park, Blissfield, Dexter, Frankenmuth, Hudsonville, Memphis, Owasso, Shelby, and there's about 50 different districts here. So all throughout Michigan. And so BSB actually let me know too during our post-bid interview that they are now the largest supplier of Mitel systems in the U.S. So Mitel is pretty much the gold standard for phones in professional environments. So they're a pretty big company at this point. So the nice thing about the offer that we received is it actually came in well under what we budgeted for in the bond. So we originally budgeted for $363,000 for the phones. And so when we add the 97 for this onto the consultation fee from Bart Mallow of just shy of $30,000, the entire project will come out to about $127,000, which is $295,000 less than what we had budgeted. So there's a considerable amount of money that we are not going to have to spend on the phones. And thinking about it, to me, it seems like they must have factored in when they did these estimates some cabling work, and so that could help kind of explain why we had these massive large cabling projects that were there to support this. But it is nice to know that this is well under what we had saved for it. So, yeah, so I recommend that the Williamston School Board approve or accept BSB's bid offer for replacing our phones and phone system for the amount mentioned. So, yeah.
Any questions for James?
Yeah.
I saw that the letter said they would complete them by August without any interruption, but
Yes.
is there any fallback for that, or what happens if they aren't done when school starts?
Right. That's a good question. When it comes to contracts, I do think that, I'm not a lawyer, but if you have an agreement that has a certain expectation and that expectation isn't met, then we do have the potential to withhold payment, to some degree. Now, the specifics of, hey, if you don't do it by this, then we're going to withhold this specific dollar amount, I don't know that we're going to hash that out beforehand. Ideally, we wouldn't want to get to that point. But that's a good question. I mean, if it push came to shove, what would we do? I think we would have to have a conversation about, okay, where do we stand here legally? To obviously have to bring in Sarah in that conversation, and it's like, hey, you know, before we pay them, if they're not done and they agree to be done on time, then I think it would make sense to try to request some sort of reduction in the total cost to compensate us if there was a disruption. That's at a minimum, I would say.
Okay.
So,
I think it's gonna be a reoccurring question over the next couple of years
wondered
with
about that,
a
yeah.
lot of moving parts and deadlines that we hope will be met, but.
Say they had
Yeah.
3/4 of them in
mhm.
by the end of August, would the old phones be compatible with the new system, or no?
No, so that's the thing that's really difficult. So the existing phones, they use older cabling, and we're planning on just getting rid of all that because
So
it's
it really has
old
to be
and
done by the
it,
end of
it has to be done, yeah. So we really are, this summer is gonna be a very big summer for my team and the people that we're working with. So I'm looking forward to just going and trying to get everything done, so.
Do you know where they're getting all of their equipment? I mean, does it have to come from China?
I don't know where it's manufactured, but I do know that they are a big player. And so, you know, I would think that because they're such a large company that they should get some amount of preferential treatment. But, I mean, what does that mean if, you know, we have major, you know, global disruptions in
never know.
supply chains and, you know what I mean? So it's like, even though they might have high priority, that might not really even save us. So, but I would imagine, I don't know that they're made in America. I wouldn't,
Probably not.
probably not, right? I mean, I mean, how many things, so, yeah,
Yeah.
it's, I would imagine that could be a factor, so, yeah.
Any other questions?
It's also James' birthday.
Oh,
Thank you, yeah,
Happy birthday.
He almost got out of here. Got him at the end.
yeah, awesome.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you for being here on your birthday.
Yeah, of course.
Updating us. If you have
Yep.
any questions, let James know. Otherwise, we will have this on for action at our next meeting, which is April 3rd.
All right, thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest
Have
of
a
your
nice
night.
night.
Go find those free things that you can get for your birthday, like Starbucks.
There you go.
and all the places.
There's probably an app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there probably is. You should know.
All right, next is application for locker replacement. There's a memo within board book, and you wanna.
Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. This was a project we had been trying to figure out how to budget for a number of years. If you've been in the pool, you'll see that, you know, a lot of the stuff there is original and it's been rusted out, whether it's doors, lockers, et cetera. So we were just very fortunate that we had a private donor come through with a substantial amount of money targeted for replacing the pool lockers. And so based on the donor's request, we're going to be able to move forward with this project that we have really hoped to be able to do for a number of years. You can see the bids and the recommendation in your packet, and the plan is to get this accomplished again. And with all the other things going out at high school this summer, we're hoping that we can get this one done at the same time the pool is shut down for the HVAC install.
Great.
So try to get two things done at once during that 2.5 months that the pool will be closed.
Questions? Okay, next is staff tenure and probationary change recommendations. The only thing I will say about this is that some names on the list came in with previous experience, so you might see them in a different category. Otherwise, if you do have questions, reach out to Adam. We get those answered. All right. Board policies to add. There's a number of them. Who wants to take it? Dave,
There
Adam?
are a number of them. So again, these are policies that we didn't currently have that Troon was offering and recommended that we adopt. So you'll see these are covering a lot of basic things, setting hours and days of operations, rules around cameras, communication with parents, et cetera. But again, all of these kind of match what we're currently doing. So this is just putting those into writing.
questions about policies to add? All right, and then there's just a few to be revised. Any questions on any of those? Any highlights, Dave, that you want to point us to? No?
No.
Okay, and then just one to remove, is that because it's? in
Yeah,
another
it's
place?
kind of redundant, unnecessary now.
Okay. If you do have any questions, reach out to Dave, otherwise these will be up for action at our next meeting. And then I requested that we have a discussion around the PTSA ice cream social. It was something that was brought up at the last meeting, and we were kind of lingering towards that discussion piece anyway, so I did reach out to who I think is the PTSA president, which may or may not be, and I have not heard anything yet about our in-person involvement or our like indirect involvement. So in the past, we have donated a basket for their silent auction, as well as having a few members of the board donate their time to do a game or something, whichever they think that they need. So in the email, I just said we will be involved or not involved in whatever way. But having said that, do we have any board members that are willing to take a couple hours out of their evening? I think it's, I don't have the exact date. It's usually a Thursday night,
It's the 21st.
the 21st of March?
May.
Oh, I was gonna say, no way can it be. Okay, of May. Got it. Yes, so that is a Thursday, and I'm not available on a Thursday to do it. Do we have anybody that is?
I may be able to.
Okay, so we do have some that, okay, cool.
I wouldn't be able to get back here until after 6, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to be there at the beginning, but.
Yeah. But if it's already set up, somebody can do that, yep. I mean, it's a nice event. It's, what, 2 hours long?
6
6
to
to
8.
8.
Yep, and it usually goes by quick. There's a lot of kids. It's can be overstimulating at times, but it's a lot of fun. The kids have a lot of fun. So I guess we're kind of in limbo. It looks like we're leaning towards being available to do that, so thank you so much. Do we also want to donate a basket? What I mean by donate a basket is, in the past, I've gone and we've had like a candy basket, or I've had like a theme with like a movie basket type of thing. So if that's something, you could do like $5 each board member, or however it works out, or just donate to me and then I can go get it, if that's something that we want to do. I'm not sure that they're doing a silent auction for baskets, but if I get a hold of them and that's something that they do, are we in agreement to do that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Great, sounds good. Anything else? Anybody has questions about? All right, well, hopefully we'll hear something back, whether it's the game, oh, what game did we not want to do?
Spin the
We did the
wheel.
spin.
Spin the wheel, yes, we could, yes.
We're
Okay,
done with it.
okay, not spin the wheel, got it.
Spin it and
Ready
the
now.
parts go flying.
Yeah.
We rebuilt it several times last year.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, okay. That's the wheel. I think we've done basketball before, that was a hit. But again, they might have a lot of, I mean, so many people volunteer for this that they might not need another game, so we'll see. All right, more to come on that. Next is Sex Education Advisory Board. We received a student applicant. You all have that in front of you. There needs to be a student representative.
Should be 2,
Yes.
but this gets us halfway there, if you
Yeah.
approve it. It's a start.
Do you have any questions about this? It sounds like they meet
Well
pretty
written.
regularly, more than what's required by a long shot. So as long as we have a student that is well aware, which this student, I would assume, knows this, and can commit to that, I think that that's the biggest step, is the commitment piece for students. We can review it and we have to vote on this at the next meeting.
Next meeting, yes.
Alright. Okay, awesome. Moving on to action items. Can I please have a motion to approve the regular scheduled meeting on March 2nd?
I move that the Williamston Board of Education approve the minutes for the regular meeting held on March 2nd, 2026. as
Second.
presented.
Motion by Deb, second by Heather. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have several roll call items. Can I get a motion to approve elementary school structured cabling bid?
Make a motion that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education accept the bid from SSD Cabling Cameras LLC to install structured cabling in both Discovery and Explorer Elementary Schools. The cost of this work will not exceed $208,577, with monies coming from the E-rate grant program and the district sinking fund.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Dave. Any discussion? Deb, please take us through roll call.
Chris?
Yes?
Amanda?
Yes.
Deborah, yes. Heather?
Yes.
Nancy's not here. Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
May I please get a motion to approve the secondary interactive classrooms?
Move that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education approve the purchase of equipment to complete the secondary interactive classrooms upgrade. Items will be acquired from REMC statewide device purchasing program for a cost not to exceed $121,700.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Amanda. Any discussion? Take us through roll call, please.
Chris?
Yes?
Amanda?
Yes.
Deborah, yes. Heather?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Can I please get a motion to approve material testing services?
Make a motion that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education accept the bid of $54,900 from Drysenga for material testing services. The cost is not to exceed $75,000, with monies set aside for unseen additional services which may be required. Funding will come from the 2024 bond.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Deb. Any discussion? Please take us through roll call.
Chris?
Yes?
Amanda?
Yes.
Deborah, yes. Heather?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Can I get a motion to approve the 2025-2026 budget amendment?
Move that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education approve the 2025-2026 budget amendment as presented.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Heather. Any discussion? Please take us through roll call.
Chris?
Yes?
Amanda?
Yes.
Deborah, yes. Heather?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Can I please get a motion to approve request to relinquish 2025-26 Title III funds?
Make a motion that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education relinquish 2025-2026 Title III federal funds as listed.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Dave. Any discussion? Please take us through roll call.
Chris?
Yes?
Amanda?
Yes.
Deborah, yes. Heather?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And the last roll call item, may I please have a motion to approve the 27L grant disbursement?
Make a motion that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education approve the 27L grant disbursement as recommended.
Second.
Motion by Amanda, second by Deb. Any discussion? Please take us through roll call.
Chris?
Yes?
Amanda?
Yes.
Deborah, yes. Heather?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Separate action items. Can I please get a motion to approve Kids Corner and Little Hornets 2026-2027 rate increase?
Move that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education approve the 2026-2027 rate increase for Kids Corner and Little Hornets as requested.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Heather. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve WHS Theater Production Class Proposal, The Mousetrap by Agatha Christie?
Make a motion that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education approve the high school theater production class request to perform The Mousetrap by Agatha Christie.
Second?
Motion by Deb, second by Chris. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve the leave request for Nigel O'Connor?
Move that the Williamston Community Schools Board of Education approve leave for Nigel O'Connor as requested.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Heather. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. We did get some correspondence. Adam, do you wanna?
Some heavy correspondence.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think as the
Yeah.
board's probably clearly aware at this point, this will be a season of transition across the district, especially in terms of leadership. Not unexpected, but it's still a challenge nonetheless. And so we have two retirements this evening. Pam Ann Sickler, I think all of us know, has been a part of the community for a long, long time, as her family has been here for 6 or 7 generations. So she is one of those folks that is just completely ingrained into the community. And I think that's been one of the many ways that we've benefited from her, is she's so well connected into the community and has so many of those really important relationships that, and she's so highly regarded that she's going to have big shoes to fill, not only because of her technical expertise, but just because of how well she understands Williamston, the people that live here, and the connection she has with our families. But Pam has been an institution at the Transportation Department, which in her role, I think it's a job that has a lot more responsibility than I think most people think. She drove a bus for forever because she wanted to, not because she had to. She wanted to stay connected to the drivers and to the kids. So you'd see her driving up until this year, but she did that at her own free will because she wanted that connection. But all the scheduling, the routing, we think about all the changes we had during COVID and the late nights and weekends she was working to get through that, not to mention all the construction projects we've had around the community over the last few years. The connections with parents and sometimes the difficult conversations that have to be had in that role when you're talking about student behaviors and discipline, and managing her team the way she has. Obviously, with the limited numbers of drivers, the fact that we're able to pull off the intricate transportation schedule we have with all the different co-curricular activities we offer, sometimes is amazing how she's able to find a way to do that. But yeah, she's just been an incredible part of the district for a long, long time, and truly wish her well.
Well, it sounds like she's not going very far, though.
Well, we are hoping she'll be back to drive when she can, but obviously
She
she's going to be
knows
in
being
a
substitute driver means
yeah,
you are
but
not
in a much
really
different
as-
capacity. So we do hope to see her around, but it's will definitely be different not having her in the office.
For sure.
And then Dr. Delp has announced his retirement as well. So I know when Steve came in to this job, he had very specific benchmarks and goals that we had set for him based on his experience in his previous district. He had some success in that already, and he kind of brought those challenges to the high school. And I would say by pretty much every achievable or measurable metric you could come up with, he's been successful. The school has won, I think, every award that you can come up with, and I know leaders, it's not just due to him clearly, but leaders take all the responsibility when things don't go well, and so I think it's also important we give recognition when they are successful. And but in spite of all those awards, and graduated 97% of our students the last 2 years from that building, I think the biggest piece is that he kind of showed a vision for the high school being able to take a long-term initiative and implement that, whether it was standardized grading or whether curriculum development or focus on student instruction, social emotional learning, and he's been successful with that. And when you see the kind of the changes that have taken place, even just going to watch the faculty meet and how they talk about instruction, how they talk about the work of education, that has evolved so much over the last 8 years in that building. And I think a lot of that goes to the direction that he was able to provide coming in. I also just want to point out, because I think this is important, that running the high school during the pandemic was also extremely challenging, and you know, there was a lot of Saturdays at 9 p.m. where Steve was in there working, nobody noticing that stuff, but working to get contact tracing done or make sure the kids could come back and be successful the following Monday. And just a lot that I think our leaders do that people won't see, that goes on behind the scenes. So well-earned, well-deserved for Dr. Delp, and wish him also the very best as he begins this next chapter in his journey.
All right, that brings up board member reports and requests. Yes, Anita.
Dr. Sweeney, could you please thank the anonymous donors that have allowed the pool upgrades? This seems especially important because it's such an interface with our community members. So I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to Evening of Jazz last week, and it's amazing. I have two that started out last year as sixth graders. One does jazz band now, but even in just 1 year time, to hear how they were in sixth grade to now, just only a year later, it's really remarkable what Katie and Lynn pull from those students, the talent. And then they had eighth graders play high school and what is it, LCC? But they also had a professional come in, and I thought that was really cool. I don't know if they've done that in years past.
Yeah.
Have they? Okay.
They have.
But my seventh grader who does jazz band now, I think that he's also a trumpet player, and this professional was a trumpet player, so that was that connection. But he's like, oh my gosh! And then he went home and he got inspired to, pull out some new music and start playing it. So, but I also did hear that the silent auction got a little heated. Not heated, but it was very secretive as to what you were bidding on. Did you come away with what you wanted?
Might not find this surprising. I'm competitive even in silent auctions.
He was because they do it digitally, and all of a sudden I came out because my 6-year-old had gone back and forth to the snack table numerous times, and I came out, and all of a sudden Adam and his wife were like this, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, we're in bidding war. So did you get me?
No, I lost. I lost both.
Okay.
But we
Well, I
definitely
still have
drove.
no idea what it was.
We definitely drove the prices up.
It's like I can't tell you because then you'll serve.
This isn't the first year that he's done this.
Yeah.
There's been numerous years
Yeah.
where
Well, I
he's
hope
gotten
that
very competitive.
whoever got what he was wanting really enjoys it. So I have no idea what it was, but.
Sorry, it worked out well for the band.
Yeah, yes, and they did have lots of things that were in the auction, so that's really cool. Also, going back to the end of year events, if you did not get that piece of paper or you lost your piece of paper, email Betsy and she can get you that. There's a lot on that list, and we do not expect you to be at everything, but if you could be at a few things, that's always great to interact with community members and things like that. We do have senior night that's coming up, and I will be reaching out to some people that have some seniors on the board to see if you would like to read names and do senior night. I think that that's really cool if that's something that you would like to do. I know that there's 3 of you, so you were.
I thought we said we were gonna all three do it, didn't we? Last
Did
week?
we agree to that?
I think
Okay.
so,
Okay,
right?
that sounds great.
Yeah, we would just split the names
Yeah.
up and.
That'd be awesome.
Bellinger, and I already gave that information to Michelle.
Well, then that's great. Then we're just confirming that that's what
Yes.
will happen.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
We had a Rotary table at the Quiz Bowl fundraiser. All the tables were sold out there at Brookshire. And and it was really fun. There were a lot of answers I thought that there's no way some of those younger people could have known that unless they're looking at their phone. But anyway, we took third place, so we felt really happy
You
about
took
that.
third place,
So
nice.
it was fun. It was just fun anyway.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, some of the things that they know.
And they had a silent auction. I was successful in driving up the price on 3 different items that I didn't get, but Earl put one down for Zindas and got it. So actually
Nice.
half the money we won went to Zindas, so.
There you go.
But we won a gift certificate from
Nice.
Zindas, so it's good.
Nice. Anything else? All right, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.